Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I know I haven't put anything out there in quite a little while. Life has just been busy, there's been a lot going on, and I've just had a really hard time adjusting to filming like in my new home. We moved a few months ago, and it's been really tough like figuring out lighting and where to place the camera and how do I make sure I'm not being annoying to my partner because I don't want to be in his way. So all that being said, I just haven't really been able to film recently. However, today I wanted to share something with you guys. So one of my many hobbies, I guess, is writing. I enjoy writing, and I am writing a book right now. And as a part of the character development for my characters, I decided to use some of the things I've been learning about style in order to create those characters. So there are two things that I have focused on, and those are the characters' style roots and their essences. If you don't know what style roots are, I've talked about them in a lot of my past videos. They're basically a system that was developed by Ellie Jean Royden. She has a great channel and a great Substack. The channel is called Body and Style. And the style roots are basically, I think there's seven or eight roots to your style. She created these as a way to help us as we are trying to define our own styles and to prevent us from buying a bunch of stuff. However, she also talks about how each of the roots convey something to others. So the essences are something I'm still trying to understand, and actually finding them for my characters has been really helpful. But I do want to read a short description about the essences from Wikipedia. All right, just kidding. This is not from Wikipedia. This is from ourfashiongarden.com. And there are 7 essences. They are dramatic, natural, gamine, classic, ingenue, romantic, and angelic. I've also heard ethereal and not angelic, so I feel like those are interchangeable. So this is literally from Search Assistant. I'm assuming it's AI. Kitchener Essences are a style system that categorizes individuals based on their physical features and the types of beauty they express, using a blend of yin and yang characteristics. Okay, so those are the two big style things that I'm using, style roots and the essences. Also, I want to apologize if it's super echoey right now. I did not bring my microphone with me, but as long as you can hear me, I figure it's fine. Okay, let's start with my main character. So the protagonist in my story, I don't want to give out names yet, just because my writing is in incredibly early stages, and it just feels weird giving names when I don't even know if these are going to be my characters in the end. I don't know what it is. It just feels weird to me. So my protagonist is a girl. We'll call her R. And I chose her essences to be a blend between gamine, natural, and ingenue. I chose those because natural essences generally have this very approachable, almost like a normal person feel to them. Gamine is a little rebellious looking. They can seem a little boyish and quirky. And then there's ingenue. Ingenue has this very almost young appearance, and they seem very innocent. And I wanted to communicate that R is a little naive, right? She's not going to be the pretty girl, and I don't want her to be the girl who's doesn't think she's pretty, but objectively she is pretty, and you just know it's it's a trope or whatever. I don't want to do that. I do want her to feel very normal. I don't want her to be like so unusual looking that she is in a way like really interesting to look at, but I also don't want her to just be like pretty. I want her to feel very in the middle, because she's kind of that person. She's the person who's just kind of naive and like almost like she's just she's normal. She's a normal girl, but she doesn't like being normal. That's kind of my thing. I'm not explaining this well, but I'm trying. So for her roots, I chose flower, earth, and mushroom. So flower is that very delicate, innocent, sweet root. Earth feels it feels down to earth. It feels very like at one with nature. There's kind of like there's a casualness to earth. And I chose mushroom because mushroom is a very classic style. That's, I think, where we see a lot of neutrals. We see a lot of clothes that flow, but it could literally be like a nice button up that's like maybe an oversized button up with like trousers that are not very like form-fitting. And I think by using this combination, it says that R is one, very naive, like that's what I was thinking with like the flower, but with the earth, I think that's her approachableness, right? There's something about her that makes you like her without her even trying. Like she's not even a charming person. I think you just feel safe with her. And I think that mushroom, even though I don't think it's prominent, I feel like I chose mushroom because it kind of gives her this, again, like a neutralness and a minimalness that doesn't scream, I'm complicated. It screams like it's easy to feel safe around me. Again, don't feel like I described that the way I wanted to, but anyway, so that's my protagonist. And then of course, the protagonist has a love interest, and we will call him S. So for S, I chose the essences Natural, Romantic, and Gamine. I wanted to have a little bit of overlap between him and R, because I wanted to have that like commonality between them, but I also wanted something different because R is a person who wants to feel safe with someone else, so that's why he has that naturalness like her. It feels safe. Even a little bit of that Gamine, because I do want him to be a very quirky character, and I think she really likes that about him. But then I gave him the romantic, and I feel like that's the part of him that is very attractive to her, right? Because I mentioned that R feels very normal, and like you can talk to her, you can, you feel safe around someone like R. But when she is in the presence of this guy, S, there's that romantic nature about him that gives him like a softness and a confidence that she finds really attractive because it's different and it's, in a way sensual. And, I think in a way it makes her feel kind of alive, right? Like it kind of brings her out of her naivety, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, it brings her out of that. So for his style roots, I chose stone, earth, and sun. I wanted that earthiness because earthiness just gives like a groundedness to you, and I want him to be, I want him to feel grounded. I want her to feel that safeness of being grounded and not like someone who is, erratic and going all over the place, like someone she feels safe with. And honestly, it reminds me of like Sex and the City when Carrie dates that one guy who she realizes has like ADD and he's so erratic and all over the place. And so she had found that like really attractive because it was fun and exciting. But then she realizes like it's just too much for her and she couldn't keep up with him. But then she, dates Aiden on and off for all the seasons, and he has a groundedness to him that she likes. And even if it's not fun. It helps her feel normal and makes her feel like her life, like everything's okay, right? Like when she's overthinking, Aiden makes her feel like she's okay. I also chose Stone for S because Stone has a very relaxed casualness, and there's like two ways that like Ellie Jean Royden describes Stone. It can either be very sporty, so maybe like basketball shorts and like joggers and like, I don't know, wearing like just like sportswear, or it can be like comfy wear, right? Like sweatpants and sweatshirts and probably like a baseball hat. I think Stone sometimes has a very like efficient nature to it. Often people who have the Stone root are very, they're ambitious sometimes. They can be very like, I need to get this done. And I think S maybe he's not quite the to-do list kind of guy, but I think he's the kind of guy who, like, he has plans, right? Like he wants to go do things. He has plans to do these things. And my last style root for S, I think it's, wait, we did Earth, Stone, Sun, that's right, oh my gosh, okay. So the last style root for S is Sun. I chose Sun because it's a really fun root. There's a lot of playfulness with it. It can be associated with bright colors. I know Carrie Bradshaw is a great example of Sun because she's always experimenting with her style. She's never boring. And I feel like Sam, maybe he's not gonna go to the extent that like Carrie Bradshaw would, but S is very, he's a fun person. I think he's the kind, like he always wants to try new things and is always kind of looking forward to something new. And so I feel like that, choosing that style root for him kind of reflects that playfulness, that experimentation, that kind of attitude. Okay guys, thank you so much for sticking around until this point. I know this video was a lot of me talking, but I do hope you enjoyed it. And if I have any other like fun things to talk about with my writing and style, I would love to share it with you guys. So I will definitely be on the lookout for like other videos I can do. If you have any suggestions, like please let me know. I would love to talk about more with this because style is very interesting to me. And I would say for about like a year and a half, I've done a lot of deep dives into my own style and looking at, you know, the colors I wear, the fits I wear, what are the things I gravitate towards, and, you know, just going through my wardrobe all the time, trying to make sure that like I'm wearing my clothes, I like my clothes fit me, all of those things. So this stuff is fascinating to me. And if you find it fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you guys very soon.